Hello everyone, today we're going to go over part 2 of why realtors don't convert more leads. So the goal for today, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to fix the problems that are keeping you from converting more leads into clients. And then after that, I'm going to show you the step-by-step framework that we use when contacting new leads. So that is both on the cold call or warm call, the cold or warm SMS, and then the cold or warm email as well. So without further ado, let's get straight into things. Now, on the previous video, I did go over the actual problems themselves. So right now, today, we're just going to kind of go over the fixes. If you are curious about, and you want more information on what the problems actually mean and a bit more information on that, then I recommend going and checking out the previous video. Okay, with that said, let's get straight into things. We're starting off with mindset and demeanor. Okay, these issues affect how you show up as a professional. You need to be very professional. You need to know your stuff. You need to speak with confidence. Okay, and that's where number one, having a passive tone is going to hinder your ability to make the prospect think that you're legit, build that trust and inevitably make them work for you. Okay, so use confident, directive language. Let's do this. Okay, let's hop on a call Thursday at 3 p.m., 5 p.m. What works better for you? Okay, now let me know. Let me know they're never going to let you know. Okay, they're going to move on. Next, sounding like a salesperson. Okay, we don't want to sound like a robot. The fix is to guide instead of pitch. Okay, you're not trying to sell them on something, you're trying to help them make a decision, one of the biggest decisions of their lives, right? Buying a home, the biggest purchase that most people make. Okay, so you have to be a consultant, not a closer. Next, taking ghosting personally. Okay, don't take silence as a rejection. Okay, it's not a rejection. It just means that the person is not getting back to you for whatever reason. I mean, in a sense, it could be a rejection. Okay, but you have to treat it like feedback. Okay, refine why they might have ghosted you, and then re-engage with them or for the next prospect so that it doesn't happen to you again. Okay, don't take ghosting personally. Make sure that you adapt, and then make sure it doesn't happen again. Next, afraid to push for a call. Okay, normalize the ask. Let's jump on a quick call. Okay, I need to be able to roll off your tongue. Okay, the goal, you're not going to close anyone on a phone call or through an email or through a message if you don't know them already. Okay, which is why you have to hop on a quick call with them, get them a list of homes, and start moving forward from there. Okay, number two, speed and responsiveness. Okay, so these determine if you get the chance to even have the conversation, even have that meeting as we just discussed with the lead. Okay, and this is where we're going to go into creating the automations themselves. Okay, so slow response time. This is going to kill the response rate of the leads themselves. Okay. Again, typically you want to reach out to them if you can within 5 minutes. It's absolutely huge, right? Speed to lead, the faster you respond, you reach out to the lead, the faster they'll respond to you. And vice versa, if you don't respond to them soon enough, well, another realtor might pick them up. Okay, so you have to set up auto responders. Okay, and at the same time, if you can also set up some alerts, that can allow you to respond in a timely manner, that would be great. Okay, and then at the same time, only texting from 9 to 5. Again, people search for homes, you're going to get leads all throughout the day, and being able to engage with leads between 7 to 9 p.m. even, that's a good time too. That's prime browsing time for when people settle down and they're either searching social media, they'll see your listings, they'll see your advertisements, however you're generating leads, and they're going to reach out that way. So the question now is, well, how do I reach out? How do I respond to a lead within 2 minutes? And that is where automations are going to come in, specifically with a CRM. Now, if you're using a CRM with your brokerage, if sometimes they have these already where they will automatically reach out to the lead for you. However, what I recommend is if those don't necessarily work out, or if you're running lead gen from other sources, or if you even don't have that CRM that automatically responds to the leads for you, then you should hop on Go High Level. Now, this is Go High Level. Basically, it is a CRM which can create automations for you. Basically, how this works, Facebook lead form is submitted, somebody's showing interest in buying or selling a home. Then within 1 minute, you're going to receive an internal notification saying, hey, we got you a lead, or lead just filled out a form. And then within 1 minute, it automatically sends an SMS. Hey, name, this is Aiden here with your brokerage. Saw you filled out a Facebook form. Homes are moving fast. Create that urgency. Can I connect? I can connect you with the top agent, or let's connect to get you a dream home before it's gone. Okay, let me know as soon as possible. Same thing with the email. But most importantly now is just going to be the follow-ups. And we're going to hop on that in a second. We'll get there in a minute. But the idea is with the CRM such as this, you are able to then reach out to these leads as soon as possible. And if you're curious on how to make this, well, I'll create a separate video specifically on creating these automations in Go High Level or with the CRM or automation service that you're using. Okay. Next, number three, messaging and communication style. Okay, this is how you sound and engage across SMS, DMs, email. Okay, a weak first message is not going to get a response. Okay, to fix this, you have to open with a hook or insight. Okay, some free information or that hook which is going to grab their attention. Okay, and you have to be humanoid. You have to be like a human, not a robot. Okay, robotic responses, so that sounds like AI, whatever it is, they're not going to reach it back out to you. Okay. So you need to look into that. And I'll show you again in a second the first message that we use, the first email that we send that kind of grabs that attention, with which you can use as well. Okay. Next, no direct questions. Okay. Give clear choices again. With 3 p.m. or 5 p.m. be better. Okay. They get two choices. They can pick one or two. If they say none of those times work, okay, then find two other times. Okay. But you can't ask, you have to be decisive. Okay. Clear choices here. Then no value or hooks. Again, going back to that thing that's going to grab the attention. Okay, you have to offer a reason to reply. Okay, show some listing insights, market updates, call to actions, whatever that might be. Okay, and then finally, there's implying the appointment. Okay, again, as I expressed in the last video, you can't imply that the person is going to want to or thinks that they need to hop on a call with you. Okay, so you have to clearly say, let's book a quick call, right, to do XYZ, to get your list of homes in your price range, to do whatever you need to do, right? What time works best for you? Okay, and then you can follow up by saying, how is, tomorrow or the day after, around noon or around 5 p.m. or whenever you want to. Okay. Next, conversation, control, and follow-ups. Okay, this is where most agents lose deals after the first touch. Okay, 4 follow-up games. Now we're going to go straight back into Go High Level in a second. The idea here is that you need to follow up preferably 12 to 16 times over 30 days, okay, across multiple channels, okay, whether that be email, whether that be SMS. And then at the same time, if you have something like Calendly, you need to make sure that you keep track of the responses. You need to set up those meetings with them as soon as possible. Again, the end goal is to get them on the meeting. That's the number one goal. That's the first thing you need to do. Get them on the meeting, and on that meeting, where it's face to face over a Zoom call or a Meet, something along the lines of that, you can actually sit down, get that personal interaction, and then get them that list of homes, start building that trust, which will lead to them working with you. Okay, then ignoring the CRM altogether. Okay, you need to block 15 minutes daily. Only 15. It can be in the morning, preferably at the end of the day, right? Where you're going to complete your CRM tasks, whatever that might be. Okay, this is a non-negotiable. Just do it. Okay, don't be lazy. You have to just put aside the 15 minutes every single day, please. Okay. Next, no conversation control. Okay, the fix for this is just lead with structure. Okay, always know this state and the next step of the conversation, what needs to be done. Okay, you need to have a blueprint and figure out what step of this blueprint you're on, and we're going to move to the next one. Okay, this is what we're doing. We want this to be efficient. You don't want to waste your time. You don't want to waste the lead's time. Okay, and I can tell you one thing: they don't want their time to be wasted. Okay, so if you can have this structure, okay, then they're going to respect you for it, and they're going to be much more likely to work with you. And then following that, talking too much, okay, and qualifying too little. If you talk too much, again, it's just wasting their time, it's wasting everyone's time. Okay, just get to the point. Okay, as 3 to 5 diagnostic questions initially, especially on the cold call or warm call. So like, okay, are you looking to move soon in this location? Are you currently working with your realtor? No, great. Okay, X, Y, Z, and then you can pitch once you understand the lead, where they are, where they need to go. Okay, let's hop on a call. We'll go over everything. Okay, now going to this conversation control and follow up, right? The follow-ups alone, we're going to go back to the CRM here, and we're going to talk about the Go High Level. Now, as you can see, after 1 minute of receiving the lead form, it's already going to send 1 SMS and then 1 email. Okay, that's 2 times we've reached out. Then it's going to wait 20 minutes and then send round 2 of SMS. Wait 3 hours, round 3, 1 day, round 4, 1 day, round 5, and it's going to keep going all the way up to 9 messages. And you can add as many as you want here. If you want it to reach out once every 10 minutes, well, that's going to be a little spamming. Okay, and we want to avoid that. But the idea is now, eventually, preferably, and typically within the first 5 messages, you'll find that somebody's going to respond if they're actually ready to move forward. The best part about Go High Level like this is that, as you can see here, after the 9 messages, say the person doesn't respond to it. Okay, well, now you're going to get an internal notification. And again, I can show you how to set all this up on a separate video. But then you can add it to a separate workflow, similar to this, which is basically a long-term nurture form. So now every 30 days, you can see it's going to send an SMS, an email, another month, number 2, another month, number 3, and it's going to reach out so that when the person is ready to move forward, well, now they'll reach out because you're going to make sure that you never miss a follow-up. And this is highly, highly important. If you don't have this as in a CRM already, then you're missing out on those leads, because I know for a fact that a lot of you realtors are not reaching out to those leads that you got a month ago or 2 months ago or 3 months ago. Okay, and those are people that are ready to move forward then or in the future, and you're not there to reach out to them, so they're going to work with another realtor. These are easy leads that you're not converting simply because you don't have the time in the day to reach out to them, number one, and number two, you don't have the systems in place that can automatically reach out for you. Moving on. Number five, market and financial knowledge. Okay. Trust collapses if you don't know your stuff. Okay. This is primarily for the newer realtors out there. But if you have weak market knowledge, you're screwed. And the same thing with no financial fluency. Okay. So the fix for this: study your area daily, know pricing, availability, okay, timelines. You need to know it all. Okay. Same thing with financial fluency. Learn basic payment methods, use a mortgage calculator if you need to. But the idea is when somebody asks you a question, you need to know again from step one to step, well, you just closed the home and you just made the deal and you made your client happy. Okay. And in order to do that, you need to be as professional as possible. There can't be any wiggle room. There can't be any gray area. It has to be extremely professional. The more professional it is, the easier everything is going to be, the better review you're going to get from the client. And at the end of the day, the more likely they'll give you a referral. They'll make sure to use you again for when they decide to buy or sell, etc. So you need to make sure that you know your stuff. It's extremely important. And following that is the urgency. Okay, no urgency means no movement. Okay, in order to fix this, you need to create um, urgency using rates, supply and demand, timing windows, and I'll show you how we use this in our very first opening cold call / warm call. Okay. Then finally, then no expectation setting. Okay, we need to make sure that we share a simple 3-step buyer seller roadmap. Okay, post chat, you kind of just have to say this is how it's going to look. Okay, and that gives them a clear kind of expectation for the future. If they don't have that, then it's a big problem because now they're left in the dark. And when they're left in the dark, they're going to look for a solution, a information on what's going to happen next. And a lot of times they don't go for you to you for that information, right? They might go to another realtor. That's again what we want to avoid. And then finally, we have execution and optimization. This is about improving your systems and delivery. Okay, and the biggest one right here is avoiding the calls. Okay, as many SMS and as many emails as these automations can send, okay, they're never going to work as effectively as making these phone calls. You as a realtor need to accept and get used to making calls on the daily, and that means follow-up calls too. It takes time, yeah, okay, but you need to do it as part of your job because people are going to respond to these phone calls, especially if you have similar area codes. And then when you say, hey, I'm a realtor, I got this information, we're going to go over the exact script again in a second. Then that builds the trust. Okay, so always call first. Let the SMS, let the systems text, right? And then text only if they don't answer. Just follow up saying, hey, I just give you a call, XYZ. So shoot them an email too, same thing. But always call. That's the only thing you want to be doing. Okay, then there's no script practice. Okay, if you call them and you don't have the script down, okay, well now you're going to sound like a doofus. Okay, and they're not going to work with you. You don't sound legit. Okay, so I recommend rehearsing 15 minutes a day. Maybe when you wake up, even if it's just when you wake up before you have your morning breakfast, before you go to bed at night. Okay, just run through the cold call script or the warm call script quickly. That way you just have the muscle memory. You can use the voice notes, whatever you want, right? But it builds that muscle memory in your mouth so that it's just super fluent when you're actually making those calls. Finally, no tracking or iteration. Basically, when things work, you need to make sure that you track those so you can do more of that. When things don't work, you need to make sure you track that so you stop implementing whatever doesn't work. Okay, track what messages work in the basic sheet. Okay, keep your spreadsheet. Say, okay, I tried this message on this day for 5 different people. It worked 20% of the time. One person responded. Whereas I tried this one and 4 people responded. Boom. Okay, test weekly, automatically revise, net apt. Okay. Then there's the no social proof again for the new time realtors. You need to make sure that every single time you close a deal, you're sending out those testimonials. Okay. And at the same time, cool thing is that on the automations that I just showed you, and I can show you how to build this one too, you can automatically send a request for a testimonial after closing. But you just have to make sure that you just reach out. Again, it's 5-10 minutes. Okay, just ask them for a testimonial. It can be a written email that you can do what you want. But say, hey, could you just email me a testimonial and email me the star rating that you'd give me? Right? And then say, okay, 5 stars, this is great. You can post that on your website, whatever you want. Now you have that credibility. Okay, same thing, post closings, post reviews, as often as possible. Blaming lead quality, this is the last one, guys, but you need to fix your follow-up and messaging strategy before blaming the leads. Okay, you need to fix yourself before blaming the leads because the leads, they fill out the form for a reason, right? Maybe they're not ready to move forward now, right? But if you can crack down on the urgency, if you can show them the roadmap ahead, you can build that trust, Right now, it's going to make it a lot easier to make those close or convert those leads into clients. Okay, so stop blaming the leads, start blaming yourself, accept that, and then fix the problems that aren't working. Start implementing the solutions which are going to allow you to convert more leads into closes. And this is basically the framework of what you need to do. If you can implement all of these things, then I'm going to tell you, you're going to convert way more leads. And at first, it might be a little slow because it all comes back down to the initial outreach, right? And this is what we're going to go into right now. Okay, so when reaching out to potential leads, that can be either through cold call, it can be an email, it can be a warm SMS. Basically, what this means is you're getting the lead in either a Facebook form or wherever you're getting your lead from, and then you're going to have to call them. Now, because they showed interest already, it's going to be a little bit easier than just a cold call, but here's how it's going to work, especially for the call and the script. When you give them a call, this is very, very important, so make sure to save this. You can edit it to, your specific taste, however you want to basically deliver this, but this is how it's going to read. Okay, hi, is this their first name? Yes. Hey, their first name. This is me, agent, with either your brokerage or your teammate. I'm giving you a quick call because I saw you filled out a form on Facebook. It can be Facebook, it can be wherever that you've got the lead from. Okay, showing interest in buying a home in city or area, right? I just wanted to follow up. Are you still looking to buy within, the next, and then the time frame, if they've given you a time frame. If not, just say in the next, 1 to 3 months, 3 to 6 months. What are we looking at here? And they're going to answer and you go, all right, right. Now, we're seeing, and then you have to explain, why the market is the best time right now to buy. And this is going to create the urgency. Okay, we need to hop on this market before it shifts again. Okay, and that's going to just make sure you drill in their mind that if you don't move now, okay, you're going to miss out on a potential dream home. Okay, I don't want you missing out on something that fits what you're looking for. And now is one of the best times to buy in your area. Okay, here's what we can do. Or here's what we need to do, John. Their name. Say their name, okay? In order to look at homes, we need to get you a list of properties in your price range. Okay, so let's hop on a quick 10 to 15-minute call. There's a call to action, okay? To go over your criteria, we can build out that list, okay? So, walk me through, like, what would be the best time? Maybe today or tomorrow? Or best day? Tomorrow or tomorrow? Then say, yeah, and they say, yeah, okay, tomorrow works. Okay, how's 5 p.m.? Great. Okay. Then important, credibility. By this time, you should have already sent them an email just about yourself. So you're going to say, great. In the meantime, before the call, I sent you some information. Don't say I'm going to, because that means that you're not on top of it. I always love to just send the email before the call. And that way you can say, I've already sent you the email. We're already getting this moving. It's very, very professional. I sent you the information about me or my team to your email. We've been in real estate for the past, 10 plus years, throw some credibility in there. So we're super excited to use our expertise to help you, this move as smooth as possible. This transition as smooth as possible. John, we'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Boom. Click. Done. Then what you're going to do is you're going to start the follow-ups. And these follow-ups are very, very important because the follow-ups are what's going to make sure that they remember to hop on that call with you. Now, I'm going to make in a separate video how to set up a Calendly, if you don't already have one, a Calendly along with a full automation follow-up system so that as soon as you create the Calendly and you schedule them into a meeting, it's automatically going to take their phone number, it's automatically going to take their email, and it's going to follow up with them 1 day before the meeting, 6 hours before the meeting, 1 hour before the meeting, and then 10 minutes before the meeting say, hey, John, just letting you know we have that meeting. We're going to go over this list of homes. Super excited to see you. We'll see you in 10 minutes. We'll see you in 1 hour. We'll see you in, next. If it's an email, again, you can just copy down this email. It's pretty straightforward. Same sort of idea, right? Okay, I just kind of want to hear what your thoughts, but this is a bit more passive, just kind of introducing yourself. At the same time, if you want to add, say, a link to your website, we're here. If you have a website, say, hey, just go check out my website. We'll get this moving forward as soon as possible. But just important, create that urgency, create the call to action. Let's hop on a quick call. Just reach back out to me as soon as possible, whatever you'd like. And then the same thing with the warm SMS. Again, I don't really like the SMS, but if you can call them, and then if they don't pick up, then you can send the SMS. Hey, lead, Aiden here with brokerage or team, right? So you fill out a Facebook form. Homes are moving fast. I can connect with your top agent. Again, this is what we say, right, at frontline acquisition. But the idea is what you're going to say is a little bit different. You're going to say, we can connect. Homes are moving fast. The market's really hot right now. If you are looking to move, let's just hop on a quick call. And then you could say, would it be okay if I gave you a call later today or sometime tomorrow? But make sure you're just really decisive. And again, the end goal is to just get them on a phone call with you. And then on that phone call, you're going to book the meeting. Okay. Now, when you implement these and everything that I just explained to you, again, all the problems over here too, fix the problem, start implementing these systems, you're going to find that your response rates, your actual call, your no-shows decrease, okay, and your conversions from these leads to actual clients are going to increase significantly too, especially if you're really struggling with it right now. Okay, so again, this outreach script, this needs to be dialed. When you're speaking on the phone, you can't be reading from it because you're going to sound like a robot, as we just explained earlier. You're going to sound like somebody's trying to sell the person. Okay, you need to come from a friendly but professional. Okay, almost like a parent in a sense. Listen, man, we got to get this going now. The market's moving fast. Okay, we don't want it to shift on you before you buy your home. Okay, create that urgency. Anyways, this is the framework in order to generate more leads. That's why realtors, again, don't convert more leads. And this is what you can do in order to fix that problem, if it is something you're dealing with. Now, like I said, in the next video, I'm going to show you how to actually create those automations on Go High Level. And at the same time, I'm going to create a separate video showing you how to set up your Calendly. Along with those automations, we can automatically book the calls and then at the same time, send those automatic follow-ups through text message and emails. So with that said, if you have any questions, you can comment down below. Somebody from my team or I will reach back out to you. And in the meantime, looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a good one. Peace.